Hey there everybody, AP here from the Dope Fiends Comics. Welcome back and thank you for watching. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of our tutorial on miniatures. This is miniature books. Part 2A is going to focus on the books themselves. Part 2B is going to show us how to make a miniature book facade. So it's just the spines of the books next to each other on a shelf, not the actual book. Ready? Let's get started.
The materials we'll need to make our miniature book covers include vinyl or faux leather fabric, the thinner the better, some cardboard, your choice of Elmer's glue or rubber cement, some hot glue, a cutting board, straight edge, and box cutter, and some scissors. The first step is to slice the cardboard into strips the size of the books that you want. Then bend them using the straight edge to make the spine of the book. Cut the fabric at 1/8 inch larger than the cardboard on all sides. Then lay a line of hot glue down the spine of your cardboard and attach it to the fabric. Use the Elmer's glue to evenly coat the front and back covers, and then glue the fabric in place. Put a line of hot glue around the edges and roll it in place, being sure to snip the edges in order to cut the corners. For the pulp of your book, you can use almost any kind of paper. The limit is your imagination, but since our books are going to be photographed externally only, we're going to use old magazines or catalogs, Post-its, old computer paper or notebook paper, and we have a few old books that we want to cut pictures out of for subject matter. The first step is to cut the paper to the correct size of the covers you've made. Put a line of hot glue along the spine of all the papers you've collected and along the spine of the inside of the cover you've made. Then glue the pulp into place. Adding details to your books is also limited only by your imagination. You can cut images and paste them on the pages, or add art and text if desired. I'm going to use some gold acrylic paint with glitter in it to gild the edges of the pages on my book. I'm also going to use a gold or silver paint marker to add some details to the cover and text along the spine of the book.
Rock on, and there you have your little books. Ha! Just kidding! It's tutorial part 2B, little book facades. So I'm going to show you how to make a little group of books that aren't really books at all. They're just hollow cardboard. Now to start with this, you'll need to take a selection of scrap cardboard and cut it the height of your books plus the depth of your books. Now, your books don't necessarily need to be very deep. They're going to be hidden mostly on the shelf, or at least mine are when I photograph them. So I'm not going to bother making them as deep as they should be in proportion to how tall they are. Now what I'm going to do next is select the width of the spine of the book and draw that out using a straight edge and a pencil. So I'm also going to measure out how high they are individually, leaving a tall one and then a shorter one in between, another tall one. It's just use your creativity and your aesthetic. And then using my box cutter, I'm going to slice out the spines of the book beyond how high they are. Once they are cut out, you want to take the top part of the spine, which is going to end up being the pages of your book, and you're going to do some cardboard origami here. Put a little dot of hot glue underneath the topmost height of the spine, and then glue it down and kind of fold it a little so that it has the pages dropping in maybe just 1/8 of an inch from where the top of the spine of the book is. Now, as you cut away all these other little pieces, we're going to keep them for scrap because you'll need them when you're going to make the sides of the covers of the book. Now to do that, you're going to use some hot glue, and you'll also have to compress the inner cardboard in between these two outer sheets. Most cardboard is corrugated, and it helps if it's a little bit flatter. It should retain its rigidity, especially once everything gets glued into place. It'll solid up. The next step is to, over the creases in the joins of the cardboard, just put a thin strip of masking tape so that once we paint it, the paint is uniform and there aren't any cracks. And then of course, we paint it. I'm going to take this sheet of paper here and paint it with some different colored acrylics and some glitter gold glitter topping. I'm going to cut it into the shape of the pages and the depth of the book that I need here. I'm going to go ahead and corrugate it a little by folding it back and forth, and then I'm just going to hot glue it into place. You can use a variety of different colors of paints. And once we get to the detail stage, I also like to use extra pieces of cardboard to give it a little bit of a cutout depth. I like to use different paint markers, silver, gold, or just regular different color Sharpies to enumerate the titles. You can even take a book like this one here that we mentioned we would be cutting pictures out of. You can take something that you find interesting and glue that onto the cover or the spine of the book. And once all the detailing is done, you have the little books ready to go, be put on a shelf and photographed. Again, thanks for watching, and tune in next week when our tutorial is going to be how to make crystallized bugs. It's going to be lots of fun. Thanks for watching.